जैसे आजकल कॉफी विद करण ये सब आता है, तो ऐसे क्रिकेट विद विजय मर्चेंट आता था. एट दैट टाइम देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ डिबेट्स of why he is still continuing his career, he should retire. So Vijay Merchant in one of his commentaries said that you should retire when people ask you why, not why not. I think the value systems are one which bonds the family. Correct. Now value systems in form of having a weekly session of Bhagavad Gita. See, the time you invest, it's not the money you invest in your family. As a promoter, as a leader, it is going to happen by default. The flow will get distributed into different channels as per the needs of the family. Yeah. But the time you invest in the family and the impact you create on them, the values you build in their young age, I think whatever fruit, Rohit, you are seeing in the organization is the output of the investment done during the initial part of building a family.
The beautiful thing which I feel which I see in while being with you for past 12 years now, I think 12 years ho gaya, and also in the conversation that we're having right now, that every time you had the habit, you had the urge, like you said right now, to make the other person independent, number one, and number two, to make him independent, you will give all the possible ecosystem to upgrade his capabilities.
Absolutely. You have to create a platform.
Yeah.
And play with him for some time and disappear before he even realizes. You take a risk so that you can take another risk also.
Correct.
That should not be your final risk.
It's similar to what happened in the beginning.
Yeah.
That you go, I'll give you money in advance. So
now this is also part of the nature support.
Correct.
No, I don't have any godfather, I don't have any support, I don't have any mama, I don't have a father. No, this whole universe is your family.
Yeah, that's
Believe in that and you will get all the support you need at the right time.
Once one disciple of Buddha said, I'm going to go now. Now time has come. So when disciple said, oh my God, आज तक मैं जब भी आया तो आपके पास आया था प्रॉब्लम के लिए, अब आप ही नहीं रहोगे तो मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा? Good morning. My name is Rohit Arora and we have a very long standing relationship sitting with me here. He has been the promoter of Vashi Integrated Solutions today, which was erstwhile called as Vashi Electrical. That's how he started. I have known him for almost 12 years, Mr. Madan Dodeja. Kind of a silent mentor to me as well. While we were talking to each other, and from the time we met for the first time till today, I think we have always exchanged great one-liners which actually stayed with us and has also given me a lot of growth in my internal thinking process. Very interesting thing, we both share the same birthday, 12th February, and the only day where I can say same to you to him when he wishes me. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Really nice to talk to you. Although I've spoken to you many times, I think this podcast that we are going to be doing together will be of huge benefit to both first and second generation entrepreneurs.
Young minds
and older young minds who remain young all the time. Family businesses form the fabric of our country, and with kind of geopolitical scenario that we are facing every day, family businesses and small and medium enterprises will become a very strong backbone going forward for the country to rise. So in this whole scenario, while Transorganization is working and helping family businesses and small and medium enterprises to become global enterprises, that's what our mission is, that how do I help elevate these organizations to elevate India to take on the world and become, as Suraj sometimes says and you say, global, become a global organization which is a local flavor. Now in this whole scenario, I think we need good masterclasses for so many young entrepreneurs and so many second generation and first generation entrepreneurs that how should they build legacy? Because the difficult part is letting go by the first generation and taking on by the second generation. Both are difficult. So somebody is willing to let go, but there is nobody to take on, and somebody is willing to take on, but is not willing to let go. So we will do this journey with you. I'll keep asking you some questions from your Vashi journey. How did it start and where did it go? And let's see what we built as a masterclass for our family businesses.
Thank you, Rohit, for giving me this opportunity. And I'm sure I really feel good about being with you, because every time we spend time together, it is mutual that the insights were from both the sides.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that we are meeting again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So let's start. So let's start with the first letter B. So B is the birth. Just give a little initial journey. How did Vashi thing take birth? What was the whole scenario? What was before? What was after? The initial days of Vashi.
So I had a very successful career. Though I started at a very low level, but in a span of 10 to 11 years, I had a very successful career. In my career, I did not have an appointment letter. I did not have a designation. But what I had was ultimate authority to take action, and that was my nature. My organization, though they never gave me any written authority, but I developed my career in this organization in sales. And I used to travel a lot, almost for 10 to 15 days in a month. I used to travel. And I used to go to places, different places, and I used to understand those channel partners' mindset, what are their way of working. And at a very young age, I had reached saturation in this organization.
Which organization was this, sir?
Finolex.
Finolex, okay.
So now this is my feeling. I don't know the other side whether it was saturated or not. But at a very young age, I felt, no, iske baad kya hoga? And then at the same time, one striking thought in my mind was, if my company is giving me an X amount every month, and in 30 days, 8 hours, 240 hours, if I am not able to generate that income for myself, then I don't think I am worth for this salary also. Now this thought was there. So with this thought, and I found, okay, with what you need to start a business, I was convinced that I don't need money, and I really did not have money, because when I left that company, whatever was the salary was being consumed at home. So in finally around 24,000 gratuity I got. So in 24,000 you cannot start any business.
Correct.
And I did not have a place to start also. But then that intent was very strong, that in 240 hours I should be able to get enough or equal to the salary amount. And I knew the business scenario in the country, which state was doing well, where the market was. And in Bombay also, I had a good network of industries, buyers. So वो सब set था. The only thing was from how to start, what to start. I made a commitment to myself that my company has given me a lot of support in my academic growth. So I should not compete, because my management was fearing that this guy now will go and start a cable business because he has all the knowledge about cable. But I made a commitment to myself that I will not start cable business. I will not indulge into wires. I will just, if I am a good salesman, I should be able to sell anything.
Correct.
What is the reason that in those 240 hours, I have to earn my livelihood only selling wires and cables?
Correct.
So I did not touch wires and cables. That is why I got the opportunity of exploring other items, switch gears, motors, switching devices, and whatnot. Because that curiosity in the mind is always to explore. Though at the end, you need money to run your family. There is a commitment in the moral commitment or commitment to run the family. But that curious mind was always wanting to explore new opportunities. That is why we started in switchgear business.
Okay.
Again, you need money, you need a place. So I had a friend who had an established textile manufacturing company, and they used to make machines for textile, and every month they need lot of switchgear items. So my friend told me, I will give you a list. I will give you a list of items I need. You bring those items, I'll give you immediate payment. I went to the market. I knew the L&T main distributor. I requested him to give me 90 days credit.
Okay.
And he gave me the material. That company's name is Macroma, Mohan Jangiani. He gave me the material. I gave this guy. It was around 1,25,000 supply. And he gave me the payment. Next day, I went and bought a place to start my business in Andheri.
With 90 days credit.
With 90 days credit. In the transit period, I used to work from a garage where my workplace was in a garage from where I started post my leaving the job. So when this Mohan Jangani episode continued for another 3 to 5 years, 88 days I would go and give him that 90 days due check and again draw material to see that again his 90th day check gets passed. And I have felicitated this gentleman in one of the Vashi's customer meet. Okay, if this gentleman wouldn't have believed in me on that day and wouldn't have given me a credit, which I used his money to develop, not only to buy a place, but many things. And finally, I acknowledged that your trust, your belief has made what Vashi is today, because that was, I think, we've celebrated around 20 years of our Vashi existence.
Okay.
So, nothing has come on a platter.
Of course.
You have to struggle. I think these are the best experiences you draw when you have to struggle for every success in your life. It teaches you a lot.
So that was the beginning of
Vashi, and that is how we got a small place, 500 square feet to start with, and then slowly, now the business should be there. How long can you become only a supplier? So you need 1 or 2 agencies. So we started with Crompton. At that time, I and Mohan were very keen that we get L&T agency, L&T stockist. And we worked very hard to convince these people that you believe in us, but we got into the final round of interview also. But they rejected us, saying कि तुम लोग का पास base नहीं है, resources नहीं है. They may be having very strong reasons. But I think L&T's loss was Siemens' success. They benefited a lot because what was the alternate available to me? If L&T is not there, okay, we'll go to Siemens.
And that's how the Siemens business also
Siemens business started.
So इसको ना एक part में divide करते हैं. So one was the start, which you explained me right now. Then comes the second stage of rising.
Yeah.
So we finished with the B, the second stage of rising. That from where do you think now the roller coaster rise started happening?
Yeah. So I think it was my nature. I am never satisfied with myself. I believe that there should be no comfort in your life. You should be always struggling. I think that became my nature also. By default, my nature was to be very curious, to struggle, to find new opportunities. So if you are satisfied and contented, probably even if the opportunity comes to you, you may either ignore it or you may reject it. But I was very curious, how am I going to touch more customers? What are their pain points? How am I going to bring benefits to them? So today we can see this Blinkit and dark stores. At that time, the culture, market culture was to the channel partner will always be in the central place of market, and the customers would every day come to the market to source their products. We were the first in India who decided that we should be near to the customer.
Okay.
That culture of being near to the customer, all India, in industrial areas we should have our own outlets, was conceived by Vashi.
Okay.
So that is why, after a lot of debate with me and my brother, we decided that we will not be part of that electrical market, Lower Chal, but we will be at the mouth of one of the best industrial place, MIDC, in Andheri, and that is how we started. So that was the differentiator I want. I always think that when you are starting a project or a business, whatever you are doing, you have to always identify from the customer perspective, okay, what would be the differentiator. So this was the first differentiator I had in my mind. Okay, this is one thing I'll tell him: you don't have to go all the way to the market. If you need a replacement, again you have to travel, you have to wait. Here you are going to get it in 2 minutes. This is an extended store for you. So these were my advocacies when I went to I started again, because I was habituated of going every day and completing a beat. Rohit, believe me, for a very long part of my career, that beat thought was always there in my mind. The first half would only go in visiting one by one. At least 10-15 customers को नहीं मिला तो मेरे को खाना हजम नहीं होता था. तो
So that persistence of ensuring that you're always with the customer actually helped you grow.
Helped us, because that was the initial part, and I used to make notes, and I had that white card with me in which I used to write the customer details, his potential mapping, and that became a guiding card for our sales team also.
Right.
So whatever was my learning along with which Washi grew, also became a sales process of building network in the market.
So can I say, with your this understanding, that you were first a salesperson, then an entrepreneur? Or
I think that was a big advantage. When I look back and I see all around, the entrepreneurs who are there, they are second generation, third generation, but they don't have the professional training or learning in their ecosystem. So while I worked for 10-11 years, I had that idea of how to network. My thought process was very clear, because I was groomed to serve the customers, and then that came with me. Along with that entrepreneur thought made me a different thought leader in the market. I think that when I reflect, okay, what was the difference at that time in our approach? I think that in our approach, they had more resources than me, but the clarity of what the customer needs and the listening capacity at that time, entrepreneur or a trader or a channel partner used to feel that he is a very superior complex, and they had very limited capability of listening to the people, and probably their approach was always one-upmanship. But we brought that change of being with the customers, visiting them. I don't think before us, anybody had the beat plan or they visited the customers also.
Like a pharma company has.
Yeah. We started all those practices at a very early stage. Then subsequently, when the market saw that we are growing, So they also started opening their second offices in Vasai, in New Bombay. That is why you will see after Andheri we went to New Bombay. That is the another industrial belt.
Yeah.
So today every electrical dealer has a parallel office in this industrial town surrounding Bombay also.
Okay.
So that concept, I must proudly say, was started by Vashi.
Fantastic. Now comes, I remember one phrase you keep saying all the time from the beginning, that our biggest competitive advantage is our affordability and availability. That held true from beginning and it still holds true, or this something has
I
been
think
added
it
to?
is, I think that's the one big, many things have changed in last 47 years.
Yeah.
We have to be relevant to the market every time. Post-COVID, it has become more so because the customer expectation and the partnership can exist only when we understand the customer's needs, specific needs on a day-to-day basis. One thing has not changed of building the inventory which can be served to them in a minimum time of 1 hour, 2 hour, or the same day. Now, if you see the background of this concept, in this market, industrial market, there is a manufacturer, there is a consumer, and there is a channel partner.
Right.
Now, consumer is also connected with the manufacturer, the OEM, or the principal. More or less, majority of the consumers know the manufacturer and their people also. So, what difference can you bring? Now, if I have an inquiry from my consumer and I go to my OEM or my principals, so what margin I will get? Because they know this is a requirement and they have to route it through me only.
That's a routine.
So it's a routine. You will earn very limited.
Correct.
But in real estate also, I'll give you an example. There is a buyer for a flat, there is a broker, and there is a builder. Now, if the buyer of the flat, a broker takes to the builder, he will get 1%.
Correct.
But if the broker now upgrades himself and says, sir, you are making this tower, I will invest in 10 floors.
And then he sells.
So that 1%, 10 is added minimum.
It can become 10%.
It becomes 10%.
Automatically.
With this thought, Vashi was the first who invested in products because people used to buy after selling. We bought before selling. Now that was a big differentiator. We invested in our stocks. At that time, average inflation in our country was 15 to 20%. Now that 15 to 20% would take care of all my mistakes I make in buying wrong things also.
Yeah, because it's balancing.
Because it's already balancing.
Balancing, yeah.
But that risk appetite should be there in you. And there is nothing like a non-moving stock. Today it is non-moving. God knows tomorrow somebody will come to you because he is aware कि किधर नहीं मिलेगा तो वाशी में मिलेगा. And that trend has continued till today.
Very good. Beautiful. Beautifully said. So the whole shift and whole big value addition was that we were the end buyer.
Yes.
Sorry, end seller.
End seller.
And
I must tell you, Rohit, during COVID, Siemens has acknowledged that they survived because of satisfying the customers because Vashi had excessive stocks. 10% of my inventory, Siemens were able to either consume themselves or they asked us to deliver to some other parties where they were connected. There is an official acknowledgement on this subject by Mr. Krishnamurthy that during COVID, it was Vashi who helped them serve the customers. So, our large inventories not only satisfied our customers, but customers across India and other continents also.
Now, this whole thing needs a very big passion.
I want to add over here.
Yeah.
I always felt that is the only reason why customer would get connected to me. Because when we started the business, it was a seller's market. Customer would come and ask me, आपका मूड अच्छा है, कैसा चल रहा है, means that was the stage. And today with the type of choices customer has, he can always bully you.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to do business. So in the last 47 years, we have survived. One is only because of the availability. Another is being flexible and becoming relevant to the customer needs on instant basis. That flexibility has to be there, and you don't expect your OEMs or principals to have that flexibility. They are quite stretched. So what is there inside the box has to be delivered outside the box in terms of relationship, in terms of services. And I think we built our organization on the basis of what is there inside the box should be outside should be also in form of service outside the box also.
So basically, when a customer is coming to you, they are not buying Siemens, they are buying Vashi, who's also selling Siemens.
They have a choice of going to another 200 people. In each brand we deal in, today we have around 30 brands. In each brand we deal in, we don't have a monopoly anywhere. But our volumes are much higher than the second and the third person in the market. It's only because I used to tell my principals that in this Lok Sabha, I represent my customers. So I am the voice of my customers. You may not like me today, but you have to listen to my voice.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now let's transition from your journey to the second phase of your journey, which I call as the I of the whole thing. So we did the B, which is the birth. We did R, which is the rise. Then comes the I, which is very intentional, integrated transition. So you have to introduce your sons into the business. That introduction would have happened. How did you do the whole mindset transition from how you think to they thinking similar, same? So you became there almost a teacher, a mentor, while you are also working with them. So what was this journey?
So it's quite personal, Rohit. I think though we attend so many, read many books on this subject and attend good seminars also, but I think this has to be the personal responsibility of every leader or an entrepreneur. Now, how did it come in my mind? With my personal life challenges, I realized nothing is permanent and I have to always prepare my family to become independent. So normally in our type of culture, we are very possessive about our family and we don't allow them to even think. Act to baad mein aata hai. And we want to do everything proactively for them. But I felt there is nothing permanent. When my children were growing also, I was always impatient to make them independent. And that became my nature. So as my family expanded to my employees, because my nature is of treating everybody equal. I don't believe that ये तो driver है, ये भी same capability का है, but he is playing the role of a driver, of a storekeeper. But the equality is perpetual in my mind. And when I have to make independent, I have to be proactive. Reactive person can never make an opposite person independent. So you have to be proactive. Now this becomes your nature. You see, whatever you continuously think and do becomes part of your life also. So it started very early of making my family members independent. And what I used to do is, suppose even I go for a holiday for 8 days and one of my family member or subsequently one of my manager has started doing that role. I will never come and take that role back. Because somebody has done it for 8 days. He may be 60% today, But the balance 40%, I have to help him to achieve that goal.
So what you're saying is continuously you were resigning from various roles that you were taking.
Absolutely. If I wouldn't have done that, and if I wouldn't have become free at that time, there were times when I used to take a magazine and read a magazine if I don't have work. But I would not interfere in other person who is doing a great job. Why should I deprive him? He has done a great job for 8 days. There are no issues about it. If I find gaps, I must help him to fill up those gaps. But I must not take that work. That is one reason why Vashi went into so many brands. Normally, if you are centric as a promoter, as a owner, you will get stuck in operations.
Yeah, because then you'll have a relationship with the brand.
After all, 8 hours are there.
Yes.
In 8 hours, how many things you can do? Unless you become free, you can think differently, you can visit exhibitions, you can meet new people, you can explore new opportunities. All these things will come when your mind is free. So an entrepreneur should always plan that he should be impatient to become free, and again get bogged down on something, again become free. And that is the way we added one after another brand. So typically, if you see, out of this curious nature, we were started as an electrical company. We went into power transmission. We went into automation. We went into polymers. We went into automobiles. We went into MRO. This was all exploration of this curious mind.
And solar, very big thing that you
Solar. Now, in solar also, when we started, it was very new. None of the channel partners ever thought. But I was trying to understand, how does this business happen in Europe? How does this business happen in China? If China channel partner is able to also show in his website this solar panel, from where I can start. And I had a zero knowledge about solar also. But then I was always trying. See, one thing which I have experienced in my life is things which keep on continuously disturbing your mind and you don't have anybody. Believe me, the nature is there. At the right time, the person will come and sit before you. And it has happened not once, but at least 10 to 15 times in my life.
I get what you're saying. Exactly know what you're saying.
So, we did not know anything about solar, but through one of my contacts, I was able to talk to the CEO of SMA, a German company, and who are manufacturing inverters. And he became my very good friend. I invited him to our logistics center to see what we can add value, but I need your guidance. I told him, I can take baby steps with you and groom myself, but you need to guide me. So this gentleman came to our office. He said, I will do everything for you. And I see that infrastructure and that brand value in you, but you need to give me a 10 crore order. Now, 10 crore order without having 1 rupee order in hand. But the art is to take risk. And you take a risk so that you can take another risk also.
Correct.
That should not be your final risk.
It's similar to what happened in the beginning.
Yeah.
That you go, I'll give you money in advance.
So now this is also part of the nature support.
Correct.
No, I don't have any godfather. I don't have any support. I don't have any mama. I don't have a father. No, this whole universe is your family.
Yeah, that's
Believe in that and you will get all the support you need at the right time.
Right time, right person will come.
Right persons will come. I gave him that order, and after getting that order, what he did was, he took me to his another channel partner who had their base in UK, and they were in Bombay also. And I went over there and I saw, after 30-40 minutes, 45 minutes of discussion, I understood that there is a lot of depth and how this business happens. I came out and told him, I don't have anybody. Can you also give me one person? How will I do this business? I need somebody somewhere to start. He also helped me to get one person.
Okay.
That one person, I told him, you will travel full day outside, who will do the back office? You also get me one person. And with the 2-member team and with the energy, you see, you cannot expect your new recruits
To
to
start doing
have that
miracles.
same energy or a passion on the day one. Passion is infectious. It will get transferred. The inspiration has to continuously follow from the source of the energy who wanted that subject to happen. And that is how we started. And slowly we got new agencies. We got agencies for panels. Today, the whole basket. We opened Solar Saarthi Center at
That is such a
Kolhapur.
beautiful concept.
And as a leader, you have to be innovative and be ahead of the time.
Yeah.
You have to be relevant to the customer needs. What we did was, we found that this Prime Minister Har Ghar Bijli Yojana,
Har Ghar Bijli Yojana, yes.
there are no right manpower available for installation. So we not only started, we were also exclusively in sales, but we started having sessions of training electrical contractors to upgrade themselves and become solar installers. So we continuously had those sessions in our B1D skill development
one
center.
very beautiful thing which which I see in while being with you for past 12 years now. I think 12 years ho gaya humko. And also in the conversation that we're having right now, that every time you had the habit, you had the urge, like you said right now, to make the other person independent, number one. And number two, to make him independent, you will give all the possible ecosystem to upgrade his capabilities.
Absolutely. You have to create a platform.
Yeah.
And play with him for some time and disappear before he even realizes it.
That's true. That's true.
And but that self-confidence should be there.
Yeah.
Because the energy the new person will bring is going to be extraordinary. And today, the success of Washi is only because we have been able to build this ecosystem, these platforms, and we allow people to take this forward. I would say we have a very sound framework also. Don't say that on this platform they can play the way they want. We have a proper code of conduct. We have a proper direction of processes. Proper checks are there. Yeah. And within the framework, they can play, explore, grow their career, and in their growth is Vashi's growth.
Yeah, that's true.
Vashi doesn't fight directly to grow and compete with them. It is, we grow these people to achieve our aspirations and targets.
Perfect. So we did the first phase of the birth, then we went to the rise, then there was interchange of hearts, then you're actually building other people capabilities. Now let's go to the next phase of how you build. Now Suraj enters the business. There is Jatan. I remember you sent him to Bangalore. You set up the whole thing so that he can become independent there, learn and come back. Jatan enters, Amit enters. So all of the second generation started entering the business. How did you bring the direction of unity for them? So what was the unifying factor? Because you were at the center of everything. How did you ensure that there was a unity in the direction?
Rohit, it starts in the family. I think the value systems are one which bonds the family.
Correct.
Now, value systems in form of having a weekly session of Bhagavad Gita or bonding with family. See, the time you invest, it's not the money you invest in your family. As a promoter, as a leader, it is going to happen by default. The flow will get distributed into different channels as per the needs of the family. Yeah. But the time you invest in the family and the impact you create on them, the values you build in their young age, I think whatever fruit, Rohit, you are seeing in the organization is the output of the investment done during the initial part of building a family.
Yeah, this is when I was talking to Suraj on a similar podcast, he said the same thing. He said, I have been trained by my dad from birth. It is not that when I entered, I started getting training.
Absolutely. It cannot be transactional. You see, even with your employees, even if he is going to do sales job, if you are not going to take him 360 degrees along with you, it may misfire.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
It will be an opportunity for mutual benefit, but then it will not be everlasting. I always believe that I tell people that in your tiffin box, you only know, before that, I always tell my HR that you get people with the same value system.
Yeah.
Skills we will develop in Vashi.
Yes.
But if you bring a very smart, skilled person who doesn't have values, who doesn't have commitments, he may be a good, skillful person, but his character is absconding. He is not available next day morning. So what trust you can have? A person who is committed, who is trusted, who has strong values can always live with us even if he has 60-70% of skill capabilities. Because that is sustainability and of serving the customers.
I get what you're saying. There's a huge amount of effort that you put on the values.
Yes.
So it's very interesting.
We are also dealing with, we are a service industry.
Yeah.
And in a service industry, if we are not able to express the culture through our values and we are only conditioning them to look at our skills, probably it will become transactional. We will not have believers in this organization. We will have only buyers in this organization.
Very good. You made a very important line right now, that you should disappear before even they come to know. So
and that is what a leader or a person should think about. Why am I needed? See, I will tell you one, when we were small, we used to listen to Vijay Merchant. I don't know whether you have heard about it.
I've heard, yes.
So from 1:30 to 1:45, उसका क्रिकेट विथ विजय मर्चेंट, जैसे आजकल कॉफी विथ करण ये सब आता है, तो ऐसे क्रिकेट विथ विजय मर्चेंट आता था. एट दैट टाइम देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ डिबेट्स of why he is still continuing his career, he should retire. So Vijay Merchant in one of his commentaries said that you should retire when people ask you why, not why not. And this was embedded in me. That in family business normally the succession planning happens only when the promoter or the father has gone to the ICU. अभी क्या करना है, कौन क्या करेगा, कैसे करेंगे, ये तो अभी बहुत खटपट हो गया, बैंक को कौन संभालेगा, बाबा तू ही संभाल, बैंक वाला बहुत तकलीफ वाला है. तो you have to prepare your processes and system as if tomorrow morning you are not there. Vashi processes are made in such a smooth system that even if I don't go tomorrow morning, nobody will miss me.
Yeah. I know it.
That should be the way you are growing an organization.
All right. And with
you should never be missed.
And with today's, with your values, the process framework and today's technology, it's a killer combination. You can just...
And it will work. You have to trust people that they can do better than me.
Yeah.
They can do better than me. That should be, if they are not doing, I will ensure that they do better than me. That should be the way we should look forward. If we want our organization to last beyond our lifetime and continue for more generations.
Got it. Okay, now this statement, disappear before you come to know, was this true even when Suraj took over as CEO?
I did it many a times earlier also.
So that he was used to it.
I used to disappear. He used to tell me, and see, fortunately I got that switching device in my system that I don't remember also. If I have handed over some responsibility to someone and if I have to only monitor it, then I will remember. But if I am not part of that monitoring also, I will not remember that I ever did that job.
That I know very well.
I ever did that job also भी मेरे mind में नहीं आता है. I feel it is his baby, he will take care.
But बाकी लोगों को शौक नहीं लगता कि कहाँ गए? अभी तो कल तो थे.
नहीं, पर मैं कल तो था, मैं अवेलेबल हूँ. See the type of learnings I had, no, I don't have to ask many questions to per person. If I have been doing something and after 6 months he comes to me, for him it is a problem and he is not able to find a solution or an answer to it, I will ask him 3-4 questions. In 3-4 questions, he'll get an answer. Acha sab, baad mein dekh.
So this is what I call as a graceful transition. So very gracefully done.
Absolutely. It should not be knee-jerk or it should not have ego. अभी मैं देखता हूँ तुम लोग कैसे काम करते हो. ये सब भाव, रोहित, अगर हमने मुंह से ऐसे कोई शब्द भी निकाले ना, the mind has heard. When the mind has heard, he will make it truth for you.
Yeah, that's
He will make it. And what do you get by
Doing
challenging your own ecosystem?
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't it has to be pleasant, it has to be smiling always. We should be grateful that we got this opportunity, but no opportunities are permanent, no responsibilities are permanent, and they keep on either you upgrade or you are eliminated.
Perfect. So if so we start with B the birth, R the rise, I the interchange of hearts, which you did with so many people, then direction of unity, then graceful transition. Now comes the last letter E, which is enduring impact. Now you are in the phase where you have retired from a role and taken on a new role in life as well as in Vashi. It's not just you're out of Vashi. How do you ensure, I don't know whether you ensure is the right word or not, how do you make sure that Vashi will continue to have that enduring impact in the world after you are gone? Even Suraj has moved out and the ecosystem survives, and Vashi continues to create that long-term impact not just in India but also globally.
Rohit, if I see the present generation is the most lucky generation since independence. The type of opportunities, the type of technology, the type of marketplaces we are seeing, the growth we are seeing in various fields, national and international. I think the present generation has got more than they would have ever thought about it. Many a times, though, I feel I should have been 25 years today. It's an envy for me because there is so much of opportunity in our country today. We are blessed. So the present generation who is in charge of navigating and growing Vashi, I find, and there is a smile on my face when I meet them. It's when I meet them and interact with them, I never come out with a worrisome face. I always come with a smile because this guy knows the basic. Once the organization are able to do the basics correctly, and if the foundation is strong and they are ready to become relevant to the market, I think the journey can continue for 100 years.
Beautiful. Great. So this is it's almost like a masterclass. This, if you look at all the letters, it forms a word called as a bridge. So you made a bridge for the next generation to take over. B for birth, R for rise, I for interchange of hearts, D for direction of unity, G for graceful transition, and E for enduring impact. If you build this, then any organization can go for 100 and 200
Absolutely.
years.
The basics have to be in place. The template should show them the checklist. Okay, these are the mantras you have to read every day morning. Tick mark every activities you have done till it becomes your nature and personality.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And when you make the bridge, Rohit, the bridge does not know how much load I am going to take. That's the beauty. Then the bridge is made with lot of pampering and with lot of love, and they are made to take loads which they never imagined, and they are going to take it because they have the inbuilt capacity.
Absolutely correct. And this is so beautiful. Once I just remember a story, and really so beautifully culminates and concludes our conversation. Once one disciple of Buddha said, "I'm going to go now. Now time has come." So when disciple said, ओ माय गॉड, आज तक मैं जब भी आया तो आपके पास आया था प्रॉब्लम के लिए, अब आप ही नहीं रहोगे तो मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा? दैट क्वेश्चन केम इन हिज हेड, ही केम टू हिम, he said, go find another Buddha, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. He said, no, but I don't want anybody else, I love this ecosystem. He said, no problem, then there is Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, which is a bridge that you have built. There is a whole set of blueprint, not just of processes, systems and values, which actually is the dharma of Vashi. So Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, and there will come a time that everybody will be living it like a culture. So Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, you go to anybody and he'll tell you the same thing.
Absolutely.
So-
and that is what Lord Krishna also did in Uddhav Gita.
Yeah.
In Uddhav Gita, what he has done, he has prepared his disciples and his brothers or whoever it is who are going to take the
on
responsibility. Whatever. It's not that they don't have the capabilities, but it is the dharma of the person who is going to exit to give that responsibility and that charter to them. In case you need it, it is available.
It is available.
It may not be required, but in case you need it, it is available for you.
In
to
case
refer
you
it.
need a question, this answer will be there.
Answer will be there. And that is proactive approach when you have love, when you have commitment, because the organization you have built, your first child you have built, it is not for only milking it. It's built for serving
Serving
the
to
masses.
world. So that's the proactive compassion that you
Compassion.
should-
That compassion will give you all the answers which you want to write and make it a process, I would say.
One last part of the whole conversation, I think, is very enlightening for all of us here. You have been associated with me and with Transgeneration for almost 12 years. There are some, we have also changed our model. First, it was me talking about many things. Then now a recent model where people are deployed over there and they work. What is an advice for us? How can we make a global impact? What do we do? What are good things that we should continue doing? What is something that we should improve?
I think, Rohit, you are doing fine because I have not met your people, but when I meet you and I see your changed thought processes, I can visualize that the growth is in the right direction, and 2 people from your organization are also working with us. And when I meet them, I must compliment you of selecting people who are 360 degrees. And when I compare them with other people around, I find that they have some unique attributes and qualities. So your capability of selecting your team is the one reason of success, because they have to replace you
Correct.
at every transaction. But I think your idea of making everybody aware about Rohit, you can always have a quarterly or a half yearly sessions where you are able to meet everybody and share your wisdom, and you are always in your review mechanism also. I think you must be guiding them.
Yeah.
I think that's the best process you are following, and my best wishes.
Thank you very
and my blessings for your success.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much, sir, for coming and allowing us to get this enlightening thought from you. I think all of us will get a great advantage of what Vashi has gone through. It's almost like a blueprint which can be applied to any organization. Although everybody's journey will be personal, but one bridge that you have successfully built can also help others to build their own bridges. And with this, we end today's session. Thank you for the gift of your time. Thank you for the energy that you allowed us to be part of. And keep growing, keep sharing. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.